Taptail.
Pinocchio.
Tap the recording button beside me.
Tap the record button beside me to record my
He made
voice.
chairs, tables, toys, and dolls. You name it, and he could. He liked his job. He had a lovely shop inside his home. But what he really wished for was a son to call his own.
Find the pencil. Great! Spot the hammer. You got it! Where is the saw? Excellent! Can you help us find the nails? Great job! Very good!
One day Geppetto started cutting through a wooden square, when suddenly he heard a small voice coming from somewhere. "Don't cut me," said the little voice. "Please spare me if you could." It sounded like the voice was coming from the block of wood. Geppetto said, "I must be dreaming. There can't be such a thing," and carved the block of wood into a puppet on a string. Geppetto was so happy when his marionette
Tap the record
was
button
done.
beside me to record my voice.
Of all the dolls I've made, this is the nicest one. He sewed the doll a big blue hat. He painted every toe, and even gave the doll a name. It was Pinocchio.
Tap the record button beside me to record my
Their
voice.
shows were very popular for kids of any age. But one day as they were on stage, it was the strangest thing. The puppet danced all on its own, as if it had no strings. Pinocchio was just like all other boys, but made of sturdy
Tap the recording
wood.
button beside me to
Soon they
record
were
my
a
voice.
common sight throughout the neighborhood. An old man walking down the street, with him a wooden boy, who jumped and ran and leaped and danced, always full of joy.
Flip the cards to match the pairs. Great going! Awesome!
Geppetto loved Pinocchio as if the puppet was his son.
Tap the
Although
record
the
button
boy
beside
was
me
made
to
of
record my
wood,
voice.
He was just like everyone. He went to school each morning, learned his lessons like the rest, and loved to play with other boys.
Tap
At
the
soccer,
record
he
button
was
beside me
best.
to record my voice.
Geppetto loved Pinocchio as if the puppet
Tap the
was his
record
son.
button beside me to
Although
record
the
my
boy
voice.
was
Tap
made
the
of
record
wood,
button beside
he
me
was
to
just
record
like
my voice.
everyone. He went to school each morning, learned his lessons like the rest, and loved to play with other boys. At soccer, he was best. But sometimes he was naughty and did things that were wrong, like taking children's toys that to him did not belong. Once, when Geppetto asked him, Pinocchio told a lie. "It wasn't me," he said, looking Geppetto
Tap
in
the
the
recording
eye.
button beside me
His
to record
nose
my
began
voice.
to grow and stretch right then and there, and every time he lied, it would stretch further in the air.
Tap the record button beside me to record my voice.
Tap the recording button beside me to record my voice.
Tap the record button
Pinocchio was a
beside.
good
Tap the
boy.
record button beside
Sometimes
me
he
to
forgot
record my
that
voice.
telling the truth is good behavior and lying is not. When he didn't tell the truth, his friends would quickly know, because every time he lied, his nose would start to grow. One day when he came home from school, a fairy waited there. She had a magic wand and wings and sparkling
Tap the
blue hair.
record button beside me. Tap the record button
Fairy
beside me
before
to record
and
my
was
voice.
a little shy. She smiled at him and waved her wand with a twinkle in her eye.
Can you spot the birds? Nice going! Spot the fairy wand. Nice going! Where is the chair? Correct! Do you see the fairy wings? Great job! Fantastic!
I am a fairy godmother, she said. I'm kind and good. I'm here because I heard you wished you weren't made of wood. So listen closely. If you tell the truth from this day on, you will become a real boy, and the wood will all be gone. The next morning at breakfast, when Geppetto turned his back, Pinocchio dropped a plate to the floor with a crack. When Geppetto asked Pinocchio who broke the plate, he remembered his promise before it was too late. I didn't mean to break it. It was an accident, you see. But I cannot lie. I'm sorry, Geppetto. It was me. And what a joy! His nose did not grow one bit. Pinocchio told the truth, and that was it. Since then, he never lied to anyone again, and he always told the truth, no matter where or when. One day the fairy came and stood by Pinocchio's bed. She said some magic words and touched her wand to his head. Right away he fell asleep, and when he opened his eyes, he was a real boy.
Tap the record button beside
not
me
a
to
puppet.
record my voice.
Oh, what a surprise! And they lived happily ever after, Pinocchio and his dad.
Bye-bye.
Geppetto,
Bye-bye.
the
Bye-bye.
carpenter, was so
Bye-bye.
very glad that after wishing so long for a son of his own, he had Pinocchio, a real boy of flesh and bone. Pinocchio learned to tell the truth, and you should all know too. You should tell the truth and never lie, no matter what you do. Pinocchio